Did it work, sir?
It worked!
What if Rick finally defeats the most dangerous enemy in the entire multiverse? Evil Morty returns to unleash a brutal war against Rick and completely wipe out the Sanchez family. The episode opens on what seems like a perfectly normal afternoon. Morty is casually enjoying a soda from a 7-Eleven cup while Jerry and Beth relax by the pool. Everything feels peaceful until Morty notices Rick texting someone in a very suspicious way. At first, he tries not to think too much about it, but curiosity eventually gets the better of him. Morty keeps pushing to find out who Rick is talking to, while Rick pretends he is not texting anyone at all. The situation quickly spirals out of control when Morty tries to grab the phone from him. During the struggle, he finally uncovers the truth.
Come on!
What the fuck?
It's fine!
The fuck it's fine?
It's fine!
Rick immediately tries to explain himself. He tells Morty that even though Evil Morty is incredibly dangerous and constantly threatens to erase their family from the multiverse, he is also someone Rick is forced to work with from time to time. According to Rick, helping him occasionally is the only way to keep things under control.
You work for that guy?
He's like a Q that makes me do things for him. You know Q, Morty, from Star Trek? Okay, so imagine a cosmic gay guy obsessed with chess.
Since Rick takes too long to reply to the messages, Evil Morty decides to show up at the house in person. Rick apologizes and explains that he was simply catching his Morty up on all the adventures and missions the two of them have been handling off-screen.
You don't share everything as a couple? You know I hate you, right? I do.
After a brief argument, Evil Morty opens a portal and invites Rick to join him on a new mission. Once he notices Morty standing there, he offers to bring him along as well, although Morty still does not trust him at all. The three of them step through the portal and arrive at Evil Morty's massive headquarters. Once there, Morty cannot help but question why Rick would ever work with someone so obviously psychotic. Hearing that, Evil Morty decides to show him something far bigger than he ever imagined. Evil Morty reveals the entire multiverse and the endless realities that exist within it. He explains that everything is connected, and if anything were to happen to him, the balance holding it all together could completely collapse. At the center of it all is a perfect version of the Sanchez family, a reality where everyone fully trusts one another. Although strangely, that family does not have a Morty.
If he erases you, he erases himself. Can we move this along?
After that, Evil Morty suddenly changes the subject and reveals the true reason behind the mission. There is an entity known as the Collective, a creature capable of consuming entire universes. According to him, it will eventually reach the central finite curve, and when that happens, absolutely everyone will be in danger.
Do you guys usually talk, or is it different because I'm here?
Morty.
We usually talk.
It's boring physics stuff, Morty.
And you two defend the central finite curve together? Since when do you care about anything? I don't. That's why I make him do it.
Thank Dick we're here.
When they finally track the creature down, Rick and the others watch as the Collective absorbs everything in its path. Entire worlds, creatures, and even dimensions disappear inside it. To keep Morty from getting absorbed during the fight, Rick protects him with a special nano-mesh shield. From there, a massive battle breaks out as Rick and Evil Morty work together to stop the creature. The enemy's design feels heavily inspired by Marvel's Living Tribunal, and the entire fight becomes a desperate race to destroy it before they are consumed themselves. Rick is the first to fall, leaving Morty and Evil Morty completely alone. To survive, the two camouflage themselves in an attempt to stay hidden while placing special charges around the creature. Their plan is to weaken it from the inside, but Morty is discovered almost immediately.
This is me, but it is coating something that is not me.
We are the Collective. I am the Collective.
I did not say or think those things, and I don't think I sound like that.
The Collective notices the charges, and true to its nature, decides to absorb them as well. Now that it knows where they are, it begins consuming absolutely everything around it in order to finish them off once and for all. But just when stopping it seems impossible, something unexpected happens. The creature accidentally absorbs a compression algorithm embedded inside the charges. Within seconds, The collective starts compressing itself from the inside out until it completely collapses and consumes itself entirely.
Way to get captured.
Obviously not my fault. You really fucked me there, Morty.
Definitely not, charges of some kind. It was stressful, okay?
I like talking to that guy.
Yeah, way better than the dude from last week. So you guys do stuff like that together a lot? Only sometimes. Oh, should we hit a diner? Is that crazy? Get some waffles? What? No! Rick, tell Morty we're getting waffles.
At the restaurant, Rick sits down with evil Morty while the two order milkshakes. Even though the mission went perfectly for evil Morty, he makes it very clear that Morty's presence only got in the way, saying it purely to annoy him. Rick tries to keep things from escalating and reminds him that their partnership is nothing more than a temporary truce, because either one of them could betray the other at any moment. As the two Mortys start arguing back and forth, Rick gets uncomfortable and decides to head to the bathroom just to stop listening to them.
He's a big softy once you get to know him, huh? Even showed me some time travel stuff. I'm gonna shove these waffles up your ass, pal. Heavens. What the fuck are you doing here? You gonna replace me? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Uh-huh. Homewrecker. You see this? All this messy whatever this is? It's weakness. Fuck you. Ha! You know what? Maybe I will steal your grandpa, but not because I love him, because you do.
When Rick comes back, Morty immediately asks if they can leave because he clearly does not feel comfortable around evil Morty. Surprisingly, evil Morty agrees without any argument, and even tells Rick they should do this more often, only to make Morty jealous.
I winked. Maybe you couldn't tell because of the eye patch. We could tell.
Blackmailing prick.
But everything changes once evil Morty returns to his station. The moment he arrives, he finds the entire base completely destroyed. He tries checking the security recordings to figure out what happened, but there is absolutely nothing left. Every file and every piece of data has been deliberately erased. That is when he attempts to contact Rick, only to discover his number has been blocked. In that instant, he realizes the truth. Rick betrayed him first. With that, Rick believes he has finally removed the threat evil Morty posed to his reality. Now, he and Morty are free to live without constantly worrying about the most dangerous Morty in the multiverse. But that peace does not last long. Rick knows perfectly well that evil Morty is never going to let something like this slide. So he starts preparing for the inevitable. He transports the entire family home into a bunker-like dimension fully equipped with weapons and defense systems designed to survive the moment evil Morty finally comes looking for them. Rick gathers the whole family together and explains everything that just happened. Afterward, he gives them a strange protective slime they need to ingest in case of an emergency. Jerry is completely shocked to learn that an evil version of Morty even exists, while Rick tries calming everyone down by insisting that even evil Morty has weaknesses.
Stupid Akira palm laser has a cooldown. You get 20 seconds after firing it to tackle him. If he corners you, yell a slur. A bad slur.
What?
That reaction exactly. The worse the slur, the more time it buys you. Jerry, pretend to shit your pants in fear.
I'll see what I can do.
So,
Although Beth worries they could end up trapped inside the bunker forever, Rick tries to look on the bright side. He even brought in a version of Jean to help defend the house, though the real issue is still the incredibly powerful shield protecting evil Morty.
It's annoying.
Is
Probably
Bunker
deflect
Jean
anything
from
below a
this
caliber amount
dimension,
of
or you
7
think
billion.
Rick brought him here?
Seems like he used to be a Marine.
No whispering! Whispering's the first step to turning on each other. You might go for that too. Classic bunker maneuver. Just let us stew in here until we go insane. So we can't go insane, even if we live here forever. More questions? No further questions.
Later on, Morty asks Rick if he wishes he were as intelligent as evil Morty. Rick immediately shuts the conversation down, claiming evil Morty simply sucks. After that, the two of them wait for the inevitable attack, although part of Rick still believes it may never happen. The problem is that underestimating the smartest Morty in the multiverse never ends well. Evil Morty finally arrives, and not even the bunker's entire arsenal is enough to stop him.
Oh, he looks mad. You like that, Morty? He built a bunker dimension just for me.
I don't have to lie here. I built it for a bunch of reasons.
You're not special, pal. I don't need to be.
From there, a brutal fight erupts between Rick and evil Morty. Evil Morty uses a force field powerful enough to tear Rick's body apart, although it still is not enough to fully kill him. Rick fires laser beams straight from his eyes in response, but even that fails to break through evil Morty's defenses. Evil Morty counters by throwing some kind of burning dust at Rick, but Rick activates an exoskeleton that allows him to escape the trap without taking any damage. The battle escalates even further when one of the Transformer-like houses attacks Evil Morty directly, only for him to respond by creating a gigantic energy aura capable of countering every one of Rick's attacks. Rick then transforms his body into a massive elastic-like form and wraps himself around Evil Morty's shield in an attempt to compress it. But Evil Morty retaliates with razor-sharp shockwaves that slice Rick into multiple pieces. For a moment, it looks like the fight is finally over. Evil Morty removes Rick's brain, planning to keep it as a trophy before finishing Morty off as well. But seconds later, Rick suddenly reappears at full speed with his entire body regenerated, grabbing his brain back and jumping right into the fight again.
What's happening? Am I missing something?
Oh, our nanobots are killing each other's nanobots!
Morty tries to intervene by tackling Evil Morty himself, but he only makes the situation worse. Both Mortys immediately begin pointing at each other to confuse Rick and stop him from figuring out which one is the real Evil Morty. Rick solves the problem by activating the protective coating he had previously given Morty. He then attempts to trap Evil Morty inside an interdimensional bag, although Evil Morty escapes almost instantly.
I really do hate you guys. No, you don't. That's the real reason you need to kill us right now. Because for Rick, making me jealous was an act. But for you? Yeah, run, bitch! You leaned in hard because you thought it was real.
Damn, Morty.
I saw what I saw, Rick. He's got a big ol' crush on you.
I'd like to deny it, Morty, but I'm pretty irresistible.
Evil Morty finally takes control of the entire bunker dimension. But just when it looks like the automated weapons are about to attack the family, they all suddenly rush him and start physically beating him down instead. Evil Morty fires one of his energy blasts in response, leaving them with barely 20 seconds to keep attacking before the weapon recharges again. Right in the middle of the chaos, Evil Morty activates a device capable of freezing time itself. Morty then points out that he always thought it was strange how the Ricks never traveled through time, and he quickly learns exactly why. Out of nowhere, the Schleemy Pants appear to arrest Evil Morty for violating temporal law.
You're surrounded for 1,000 years in any direction, you sick fuck!
With no possible way out, Evil Morty is ultimately captured by the Schleemy Pants thanks to a report Rick secretly filed long ago.
Thanks for the tip-off. A lot of people freezing time these days.
Just a concerned citizen, officer.
It's societal breakdown is what it is. Nobody pulling over for ambulances no more neither. All right, get him out of here. I want this kid processed yesterday.
Before they take him away, Rick tells him that Morty was right all along. Evil Morty is completely obsessed with him. Rick simply calls him a sore loser. And just like that, at least for now, the downfall of one of the most dangerous threats in the entire multiverse finally comes to an end. In the post-credits scene, we see Evil Morty being transported directly to the Schleemy Pants prison. Clip.
When are you in for, Abe?
This is it? You're not gonna put me in stasis for all of time or, I don't know, remove my consciousness?
What? Bro, this shit's supposed to be punitive. What the hell sucks about going to sleep? Nah, little man. Y'all gonna be eating mush on a tray with like big aggro dudes that call you fish relentlessly.
Damn.
I mean, you can get jacked, but even then, you gotta hustle for that protein.
You guys have prison pegged?
We have forever to do it.